Your logic and your philosophy don't impress me. Because I've seen people lying on their deathbed, shaking, and they threw away all their philosophy and their logic and say, am I going to die? Am I going to die? Am I going to die? And that is what Alexander the Great, who conquered the then world, said when he died. He said he wanted his hands to be outside of his casket, hanging outside of his casket. And then another wish, he said he wanted all his treasures to be spread from his palace to the cemetery. Then the last wish, he said he wants the best surgeons, doctors, physicians of Greece to carry his casket. And one of his generals said, what means these three wishes? He said, number one, we came empty-handed and we will return empty-handed. Number two, he said all the treasures and the things we acquire in this world, when time has ended and you must depart, you will not take it with you, you will leave it all here. Then the third wish, he said, when your time is up, when your time is up and the angel of death knocks at your door, no physician with their skills can keep you alive. You go. That was Alexander the Great, who conquered the then world. And it was said that once in a time he asked his generals, he said, is there no nation to conquer? And they said, you have conquered every country, my lord. There is no nation to conquer. You've conquered everything. And history said he went on his knees and he wept that there was no country to conquer. Huh? Tell somebody you're a steward. Listen, none of us are Lord. There is only one Lord, one Father, one God, one baptism. You know, people talk about Nelson Mandela a lot, the father of South Africa. They don't talk about his money. They don't talk about his money or his treasures. They talk about Nelson Mandela because of his virtues and good works. The man was rich in good works. His value for humanity. A very rich man came to visit him when he was president of South Africa. And he came out of his house to welcome the rich man. And he asked him, did you come alone? And the rich man said, yes. So he invited him to come and they sat down and they were talking. When it was time to eat, he excused himself and went out and called the rich man's driver to join them for dinner. He didn't say anything. The rich man said, I came alone. So the driver who drove in there was insignificant. The driver was nothing. He came alone. And Nelson Mandela didn't say anything. He invited the driver to join them for dinner. And when they were going, the driver said, thank you. He said thank you to his boss for inviting me to eat with the president. And he said to him, I didn't invite you. It was the president that invited you. At least he was honest. But the fact of the matter was that there is a lesson here that the driver was insignificant. How do you value people? Do you value people based on their material, money, blessings, gifts? Or you value people as human beings?